Live. Good afternoon, each and every last one of you guys out there. I am the infamous Miss Rhoda Young Live, where I am standing outside of Second Precinct here in Norfolk, Virginia, where the search is still going on for the four missing people that has been missing since Monday out of Norfolk, Virginia. I have my sister station Brian SQ here with me, also family members Erica and also Michelle here with me today on this afternoon. It is sad to me that we have to come out here and help promote and do the job of several different police stations across the board, to include Norfolk, also North Carolina, and also South Carolina. We have four missing people that has not been seen since Monday afternoon, leaving this beautiful city of Norfolk, Virginia, around 4 p.m. Arrival time, South Carolina, between 10 o'clock p.m. and 11 o'clock. The last time they heard from anyone in that car was an hour before arrival time, and they have not yet been heard from or seen since. The mother of the two young kids are word to death, and also his sisters and the host of family and friends are word to death. They have been trying over and over again to get the different states to implement an Amber Alert, and we have three different Amber Alerts that should be issued at this time. We should have a missing person Amber Alert for Darren, which is 55 years old. We should have a civil or gray Amber Alert should be issued for Johnny, who is 65 years old. Um, Evelyn, which is 4 years old, we should have a missing kids report out on her, which is an Amber Alert, and also her brother, London, who is 7 months old. Brian, can you take it over? Can you get to tell me what have you researched for me so far about who is responsible for the missing person and an Amber Alert at this moment? Brian, over to you in the newsroom.
Thank you, Rhoda. For what I've researched for Channel 9, Rhoda Young TV, the city of Norfolk actually issued what they call a Departmental Police Department General Order number 457, that talks about the directive of missing adults, endangered adults, as well as missing senior adults, as well as General Order 720 that talks about juveniles. And we have it here, and we got the information through the Freedom of Information Act in reference to said information. And I'm just a little confused as to why nothing is taking place.
Thank you, Brian. Right now, I will bring on the mother of the children that is missing. Michelle, are you here with me?
I'm not the mother of the children.
Okay, Michelle, can you come in, please?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Michelle, can you tell me what have you been doing so far, and what's your relationship to the kids and also the guys that's missing from out of Norfolk, Virginia, headed to South Carolina?
Okay, my Erica is my best friend. So we have a very close relationship. And you can't hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm coming close. Go ahead.
Okay, so when he left at 4:30, then he should have arrived at 11 o'clock p.m. He did not arrive. So when we finally decided to go ahead, we had to wait for 24 hours to put in the missing persons report. At that junction, I had contacted the state police office in South Hill, Virginia, which covered his where he would have traveled to head to um, South Carolina. So when I contacted South Hill State Police, they called back to Norfolk. They ran everything down 58, um, heading to South Hill, where he would have got on 85. They found absolutely no information, so I went a step further. I went into Henderson, North Carolina, contacted the state police there, and they did their search. As far as their search goes, they found absolutely nothing. I contacted Charlotte State Police. They ran the information. They had nothing. They ran it from Charlotte all the way to South Carolina state line. Then I contacted South Carolina State Police, and they ran it from the border of South Carolina
Pause
to
for 1 minute. Pause for 1 second with an airplane coming over, please. You can continue. Thank you.
okay, and they ran it to where he should have went home, and there still is no information on it. I went onto the North Carolina website where the state police website where I was told to go. And when I went there, it I put in his last name and I also put in the VIN number for his vehicle. Nothing has showed up. Um, Talking to detectives and everything else. I mean, at this point, I ran everything from right here in Norfolk, Virginia, all the way down to South Carolina, and we still have gotten nowhere.
Thank you, Michelle, for the information. Erica, the mother,
I'm the aunt.
the auntie. Thank you for joining us. Which one of you guys was the last one to speak with him on Monday afternoon?
I did. He left. We got the car fixed. He left about 4:30 Monday, and we told him to be careful and that he would give us a call once he arrived.
Okay, Erica, I also know that he didn't have much money with him because y'all supplied him with the parts and things that he needed to have his car operated on. Is that true?
Yes, but he had fairly a good amount of gas money, and um he had money that the family provided.
Right. He had enough money to make it back home safely with no issues, but he didn't have enough money on him to be taking off and going in a different direction, paying for multiple days of hoteling. Is that true or false?
That's true.
Brian, ask you back to you, Brian. What other details have you researched for me so far with Norfolk Police Department?
Thank you. So, what I've also researched is the Special Crimes Unit for the City of Norfolk Police Department, which is the Detective Bureau, they're charged with oversight of the following areas: child abuse, child pornography, domestic assault, indecent exposure, lost children under the age of 9, sexual assaults, and stalking. The range of investigative responsibilities require a significant expert in the skill of interviewing traumatized adult and juvenile victims, and again, to no avail. I'm still just a little confused as to why the Detective Bureau of the City of Norfolk has not stepped in to help out with this case.
Thank you, Brian. I am Rhoda Young Live, where I am standing in front of Norfolk Police Department, Second Precinct off of East Virginia Beach Boulevard here in Norfolk, Virginia. I have come out here to stand with this family to demand that y'all take action as soon as possible on these 4 people that has been missing since Monday. I have researched with my research team that Norfolk, you are responsible for these people that's missing because they was last seen in your city. It's your job and also your obligation to take full responsibility over this case and issue an Amber Alert for these 4 people that's missing. We are requesting that a detective get in contact with the family, and you guys already have their number. They got in contact with you guys earlier today, and they said a detective. One second, guys, an airplane is coming over. And thank you. They got in contact with you. The family got in contact with Norfolk Division of Detectives right here at this unit, and they was told that a detective would be in around 4 o'clock to get in contact with them to file the proper paperwork. To no avail. It happened around 5:30 or so this afternoon. You guys contacted the family and said that that detective was not going to be in today and that they need to be patient. I stand here on the grounds of the city of Norfolk, Virginia, and I want to ask my detectives, how patient should they be when they are missing 4 family members out of one family, to include a 4-year-old little girl and a 7-month-old little boy, a 65-year-old gentleman, and a 55-year-old gentleman. And last seen was Norfolk, Virginia. I am the infamous Miss Rhoda Young Live, where I do come out here and stand up when Wavy News 10 cannot, when Channel 3 News cannot, and also when Channel 13 News cannot. I want you guys to understand what's going on with the news station. The news station cannot report on these missing people until they get permission from Norfolk Police Department confirming there is someone missing out of this city. I am the infamous Miss Rhoda Young Live. And we need for each and every last one of you guys to be on the lookout for 2001 Buick Regal Gray license plate South Carolina with Dallas Cowboy team on it. I think, is it correct? Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, that's correct.
And 2 stars is also on the license plate. Once again, the car was last seen leaving Norfolk, Virginia, headed to South Carolina. License plate, we don't know. It's a 2001 gray Regal Buick with a cowboy license plate, South Carolina. If you have seen that car or those 4 people in the car, get in contact with the nearest police station near you. Brian, over to you, please.
Thank you. I also researched when you requested. We There are only 2 active Amber Alerts happening at this particular time. And the female is 17 years old. It was issued on March the 10th, 2021, and again on March the 12th of 2021. And the question still stands and is posed that if children under the age of 9 are supposed to have Amber Alerts issued, why has that not been done from the standpoint of the city?
Great question, Brian. Great question. We want to know why have the Amber Alert have not been issued for 4 missing Black people out of Norfolk, Virginia. Michelle, would you like to say anything else? If your family members out there listening, can you make a plea to them if anybody have them against their will?
The only
Okay.
thing I'm going to clarify is as far as that go is the license plate. The license plate, it's the front plate. In South Carolina, they only have one plate. So on the front license plate, it has the stars on the front of it. So that wouldn't be on the rear of the license plate. It would be on the front. So be looking out for, if you see the front of the car, it will have stars on the front of the license plate. The back license plate, of course, will have South Carolina, but don't know the license plate number. All I would say is if anybody has seen while they were traveling yesterday, the day before, if they seen it, I would like to know the last location where they were at, so I can take it from there. This is a far road to travel to try to figure out how, how to find out where his last location is. We have contacted the phone company. They said they don't have access to that. We have contacted several different entities, cannot get any answers. And all I would say is if anybody has seen just any little bit of information will help. A time, a city, um, anything, anything. We need a starting point. We don't. The only starting point we have is they left at 4 o'clock on Monday.
And
Thank you.
if I can add something, the detective advised me that the children didn't qualify for a Amber Alert.
They don't meet the
They
criteria.
I don't know, they don't fit the criteria for a Amber Alert. I don't know what the criteria is that they would have to qualify for, but I think that, based off of the information that we just heard, they are at the age that they should be out there putting out this Amber Alert. The children are 7 months old and 4 years old. They are helpless right now. We're desperate for any information. And, I've talked to different um, detectives, and the detectives basically give me no information. I'm asking, what are you guys doing other than pushing a pin? I mean, they're not giving us anything. I, I'm trying to basically we've exhausted every avenue of what we can do to find our family. I'm even with the gas situation. I mean, we're planning to get in our cars and just drive. Maybe we can see something. I mean, basically they told me that they don't actually go out and look. It's basically with the missing persons report, they go in the database. So that's all that they're doing. They put the information in the database, and that's it. We've
Also,
we've
after
called
that,
South Carolina. They put it off on Norfolk. Norfolk is putting it off on South Carolina. So we don't know where to turn.
So right now, what you're trying to explain to me is that right now, being that they was traveling, they trying to say they stuck in between the system, but in reality, Norfolk holds the ball. Norfolk is responsible for filing the Amber Alert, I assume, because they was last seen here in Norfolk, Virginia. This is their last known location. I spoke with not just the mother of the 2 kids. I also spoke with the mother of the two of Darren. the father of the two kids, and she is bird sick. She said her son came down here for Mother's Day to visit her on Mother's Day and bring the babies to see her for Mother's Day. Now she want to know, where is my son, and where is my grandkids, and where is my brother? Brian, do you have anything else for the news feed?
Yes, I do. This is a very sad situation, but it definitely has our attention. Um, with this General Order 720 dealing with juveniles, it specifically was signed off by the city manager, the director of public safety, and approved by the chief of police on April 23rd of 2015. And in section 3 of this, it says missing runaway or other missing status. In accordance with the Code of Virginia sections, the receipt of missing child reports, missing children information clearinghouse is established. So basically, what they're supposed to do, they're supposed to be finding, supposed to be actually out looking. Thank you for bringing that up for us. They're actually supposed to be out looking for these individuals. And I know they said that the age limit stops at 9, but here in their report they say it stops at 21. So they definitely need to be on top of what. I'm just confused. I'm perplexed, and I'm appalled at the actions that. I mean, I'm just confused.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Michelle, can I come back to you one time, please, before we go? Can you make an all call out? Can you tell Norfolk Police Department how they're dropping the ball? How you feel as though they're failing your family and making y'all struggle by yourself to locate your loved ones from your perspective?
It started off with the officer that came out. I mean, he already like it was already an attitude when he was talking to Darren's mother, and she was filing the missing persons report. And as she's an older woman, she's not able to get her words and everything out as fast as she wanted to. He already had an attitude about that, so I already felt like at that point he really didn't want to do his job. She signed all four papers for them to take it back and file it as a missing person report. The man had came back again to get another signature. So I don't know what happened to the original report that he did, but she had to re-sign the report that she had already signed earlier. And
Wow.
every single time you call these people, you cannot get anywhere at all. And the last thing that I forgot to mention, the road of travel would have been 58 and then to 85 South. So I forgot to mention that because I said if anybody has seen them, but they don't know the location if you don't know where Gaffney is in South Carolina. So you would travel 85 from Virginia through North Carolina to South Carolina. Back to the officer. Um, I don't understand how you can tell somebody to calm down and to not be upset and to tell somebody that, oh, and we're talking now 39 hours later, oh, well, maybe they stopped for food. No news is good news. How do you say those things to a
No
family
news is
who is
good
missing
news.
four people? That's exactly what they said. No news is good news.
Wow.
And I'm the same way you're perplexed, I'm perplexed. I don't understand it. And it's sad that as a citizen, I've done more than my own police department has done. And that's unacceptable.
Thank you. Thank you. Erica, in closing, do you have anything to say, or anybody else in your vehicle would like to say something?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Davida Douglas. I'm a licensed practical nurse. I spoke to you earlier, Rhoda,
How
and
you
I
do?
have been providing assistance with the family, and because I'm a close member, with trying to reach and reach out to all possible leads to getting things done. And as far as between South Carolina and the state of Virginia, it has been nothing but a failure. And as a nurse, you know that every moment, every second counts. And being the fact that these are minors, babies, out who knows where, and no one can give us anything, no one can give us answers. Everybody is just simply passing down the buck. They're passing down the responsibility that they want us to understand and hold on to. And as that mother, and I'm a mother of two children as well, there's no way that you can close your eyes and sleep. There's no way that if I'm a tax-paying citizen, that I should not be able to receive some type of help with finding children. They're
Absolutely.
not animals. They're not just insects. They're not none of it. They are human bodies. And these same detectives and officials that are just pushing everything to the next person, if in fact it was their kids, they would be doing above and beyond. And because this has been ignored and we've had to just take action into our own hands, it feels completely a failure of our system. And that's not the appropriate way to go. That's not how you show compassion, empathy, and love for family members or humans in a nutshell, completely. And it's sad because as a nurse, I take care, work hard, and help people every single day. And this does not sit well. This is not soothing the fact that your people who are supposed to help run this country, run this state, run this city are just allowing things to be failed, and no one is speaking up until now, until after we were able to get in contact with you, and we've been pro- placing everything, placing um, Facebook, Instagram, all type of social media, all type of calls, and we are still stuck in the same predicament where we first started.
Yes.
And that could be a difference of them babies' lives, a lot being alive and not.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
You're
no
absolutely
mother
correct.
deserves to go through that. No human deserves to go through that in general.
You're
Yes.
absolutely correct. And thank you for that. Thank you. And thank
Thank
you for your
you.
service as an RN nurse here in the 757.
Thank you.
Erica, would you like to end with something as well?
I would like to just say if everyone can keep their eyes open. I've called, I am tired, but I'm not going to stop. We are determined to find them. We're determined to find them healthy. We're determined to find them alive. I don't want to think of the worst, but I'm not going to stop because if it was myself, I would want my family to continue to look for me until they can't look for me no more.
As well as your
And
system, your
so
government to look for you.
I just wish that the system would step up a little bit more and give us some hope that
We
we
matter.
don't really have right now. We just want some hope. If you could tell us anything, if they could help just a little bit. They've they've pushed me off too many times and it has to stop because this could be this situation. I hope it's an eye opener for other individuals. It seems like something that you would see on TV, but I never thought in a million years our family would be going through this. We just want our babies back. We want our uncle, our brother, our grandson. We want them back. We want them back safe. And if anybody can help in any way possible, uh, I would really appreciate it. My family would appreciate it.
If
The
you don't
mother of
mind
the
me
kids
stepping
would
in for one
definitely
second,
appreciate it.
thank you. If you don't mind, I would just make this a general question to the family. I was informed earlier South Carolina is doing something more than what Norfolk, Virginia is doing at this moment. I heard they went to his home and searched his home looking for him. Is that true that South Carolina police did go searching at his home to see was he anywhere at that location?
They did. They sent out officers to his home and pretty much they looked around to make sure that no one was lying about his whereabouts and he wasn't there. They've went to several addresses that he had on file and he was not there either. It's not like my uncle to disappear like this without his kids, without letting us know where he is. He promised that once he hit Gaffney Line that he would give us a call and let us know he made it safe. He
And he's
raised
always
two
happy.
to his older two kids. He raised them, his two babies now. I mean, he would protect them with his life. So, for people to say, just judge people by what they believe is it's not right because some family members you just know. I know he would have contacted us if he could. He would have contacted the mother if he could.
Right. So we want to make sure everybody know that this is not a father that people are alleging might kidnap the kids. Actually, the mother allowed him to let the kids stay with him overnight, and he brought the kids down here to Virginia, and was trying to return the next day with the kids to take them back home to their mother. He wanted them to see their grandmother for the weekend. He had some car issues, and his family pitched in to get his car fixed, and he headed back out around 4 o'clock that afternoon. They packed food and clothes and stuff in the car, and they went back down the road. An hour before he arrived, an hour before he was supposed to arrive at his location, he came up missing, and everyone inside the car. They have not been heard or seen since that day. We're making an all cry out to every police department from Norfolk, Virginia to South Carolina to be on the lookout for that gray Buick 2001 Regal. We're doing an all cry out. They should be traveling on 58 to 85 or 85 to 58, whichever way. Keep your eye out on the group for a gray Regal Buick 2001 with a license plate on the front with 4 stars. South Carolina license plate with a cowboy symbol on it. Um, right now we need for Norfolk Police Department to at least step up to the plate and issue a missing person report out on all the victims so that the news, the national news, can pick up this case and it can be shared around the world. Until Norfolk Police Department issue the proper paperwork, the local news, Channel 10, Channel 3, and also Channel 13 News would not be able to do an Amber Alert report because they need the release from Norfolk Police Department. That's the reason why the national TV cannot get involved. They only can get involved once Norfolk, Virginia issued the proper paperwork. You holding everyone up, Norfolk. We're not putting you down. We're asking you to step up to the table and also step up to the plate. Stand down. We do have the fire department coming through. Brian, closing remarks, please, in the newsroom.
Thank you. I do want to state that I was doing some other research while you were talking. The summary of the Department of Justice, their recommended criteria is there's a reasonable belief by law enforcement that children or adults are in immediate danger. Um, at that point, they would still issue the Amber Alert there as well. So the question still stands. And I'm hoping that maybe we could go a little bit further and help this family out by sending an email to the top man on the job here in the city.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Anybody else would like to say anything? The RN, anyone else would like to say anything before we go?
Yes. I just want to state that from the state troopers to the detectives to every small person to large person that can help make the situation better or make it even easier as far as resources for that mother, it should definitely be put out there. And that's not how anybody could imagine to be treated in a manner that is supposed to make you trust your system. And I really believe that it should definitely be a lot different. A lot different. Because I don't know how you expect for anyone to thrive or just make it through the day with these situations going on. And her baby is out just there.
Thank you for that. Thank you guys. Thank each and every last one of you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. My
Thank
my
you all.
heart,
Thank you.
my heart and my prayers goes out to you and your
Thank you so
family.
much, Rhoda.
You're
We
welcome.
really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I will continue to the best of my ability to keep the pressure on the city of Norfolk and the state police to do their job, to come out and share this family with at least enough comfort to know that y'all are out there at least trying. I am demanding that the city of Norfolk take these missing people serious and issue the proper paperwork. I do know one of you detectives said to one of the family members that a lot of times the airplane, a lot of time people go missing and then they become found. So what if they become found? Ain't that's what we want? Don't we want them found? Ain't that's the outcome that we're looking for? We can't worry about wasting taxpayer dollars when you're sitting in the building already doing absolutely nothing. Wouldn't this be a good way to use the resources that the city is paying the police department right now by at least filing the proper paperwork and issuing an amber alert for two missing babies that was last seen in Norfolk, Virginia, 4 years old and 7 months? What if it was your child? What if it was your grandchild, your cousin, your niece? Wouldn't you want someone to help you? What if it
Very
was
true,
your
Rhoda.
son?
Very true.
What if it was your brother? Wouldn't you want someone to help you? They supposed to have, I need for you guys to understand, arrived in South Carolina Monday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday. And they have not been heard from or seen since. I'm doing an all call out to the public. I need each and every last one of you guys to share this video, to put pressure on our local government, to put out the proper paperwork so we all can look for these people that's missing between the state of Virginia and the state of South Carolina. It's going to take each and every last one of us. I'm not educated enough to know who I should contact about this situation, but one of you are. One of you out there that's listening and watching right now knows the proper protocol to get fire underneath the detectives, the state police, and also South Carolina police to include North Carolina. One of you guys know what to do. I don't. I'm doing what I know how to do best and report what's really going on in the 757. We need your help, and we need it now. I am the infamous Miss Rhoda Young Life, where you do see it here first. Before Wavy News 10, Channel 3, and also Channel 13 News. Right now, we're demanding the city of Norfolk, Virginia Police Department Detective Unit to put out an amber alert for 4 missing black people that was last seen here in Norfolk, Virginia. Darren, 55. Johnny, 65. Evelyn, 4 years old. London, 7 months. Rhoda Young Live. Until we meet again.